Hi guys, Dante Parks here and welcome. I am so excited about the release of our 2026 Financing Apprenticeship program. We had two options with the change in technologies and all of the advancements. It was either hire 10 additional people or open up and launch an apprenticeship program. And that is exactly what we have elected to do. So in this training session, what you're going to see is the red carpet layout that we have presented. Now, the reason we are presenting our best is because we are looking for the best. So having said that, I want to jump right into this and actually share with you the program, the platform, what it consists of, how long it works. It's a 12-month program, guys. So it's not a short-term play. It's a long-term romance. It's here where we learn the skills to do the deals. And ultimately, our objective is to put you in a position where you can assist my company and my team in structuring multi-million-dollar transactions. In order to get there, we have to start here. And this is how it works. There's a straight, simple path. We start with core training. This is not optional. This is essential. 18 hours of actual training. And you'll be tested on it. And the test is verbal and the test is live. That's where we start. And we continue through our path. And then afterwards, we basically allocate a month to get through this training. It shouldn't take a month. It's 18 hours. But if it does, it does because life happens. We get that. So afterwards, we have allocated 11 months, an 11-month game plan. During this game plan, we actually set up, and I'm going to show you this, the actions and deadlines after the core training is done. See, it works like this. Until you do the core training, step 1, you won't be able to do step 2, all right? So we have allocated time for that. Significant time and resources have been allocated for your success. Our objective is to make you successful in these commercial transactions. And in order to do that, we have to give you the training, the tools, the resources, the support, so you'll have the confidence that's essential for actually doing the transactions, okay? Number 3 is we do market research. You decide whether we're going to do real estate financing or business financing. And then we continue our path and we do the lender selection based on what we've selected to do. And in the lender selection, we deal with the actual vetting of the lenders. You'll get to be on and a part of live interviews, conversations, and linguistic encounters with lenders. You'll experience the vetting process. You'll understand the fee protection, how to do it, the tools and resources, and how to actually, once you select the market, you want to select the lender. And then when you select the lender, you need to match the lender's programs up with the market and then vet the lender appropriately. And once that's complete, we do our final checklist. We have our lenders in place. We have done our market research. We have a game plan. And then we put together a schedule and activity deadlines confirmed. So we'll set some deadlines and then we confirm it. Everybody agrees. And then we launch. First 6 here is where we actually just execute the plan. It's all a game of moves and counter moves. And once we have the plays, the core training in place, we then begin to start the game by implementing and executing certain things that actually put things in motion. To make it simple and to give you a visual, I want you to look at this, the things that you're going to see. Think in terms of a casino with a $5 slot machine, a $10 slot machine, a blackjack table, a poker table, and then a high rollers table. Ultimately, what we want to do is work with you on and at the high rollers table. But in order to get to the high rollers table, we're going to have to start at the $5 slot machine. That's just a visual analysis of what this is about and how it actually works. So that's the process. And we do this using funnels. And each funnel represents a process, a different type of process. So we have basically 8 funnels And the way it works is we go through all of the funnels together. You just watch as I go through the funnels and explain the funnels and the processes and the strategies associated with each funnel. Business funnel 1 is for business financing. We have 2 of those, and you'll see the difference as we go through the training here. The second funnel is a real estate funnel, and that's basically selling commercial real estate loans. That can include new constructions, acquisitions, refinancing, and rehabs. As long and if it's commercial real estate involved, then that's the task for the funnel 2 apprentices, and that's what funnel 2 does. Funnel 3 is for acquisitions. That's where we actually make offers on income producing properties, and we have a funnel set up specifically for that activity. Funnel 4 is a flipping funnel. We use that funnel for flipping local properties and attracting cash buyers, and those transactions typically take 29 to 35 days, require no lenders, no capital, and no credit to do it. Funnel 5 is that joint venture funnel. That's very new, and that's the art and science of actually structuring joint ventures. It's the ultimate play in the financing game once you understand that. And then, of course, the end game is about results. Each funnel is a special website for a specific activity. All right. Our next set of funnels, and all of these funnels are included in our apprentice program. So every every apprentice will have access to all of these funnels. All right. We have a funnel 6, which is where we ultimately want to come to. This is our LPF funnel. It stands and represents large project funding. In this particular sector, it's a very unique animal. It's not like real estate. It's not like business. It's completely different set of rules. And here, the project start begin at $50 million. And what we want to do is we want ultimately to have our 10 apprentices go through the training, learn the game, learn the rules, and ultimately to have all 10 working in this sector on transactions of $50 million or more. That's the end game. That's my personal objective. And in order to get you there, we have to go through the fundamentals, and we've allocated a year to do it. Can probably do it in less, but the thing is that we want the right people with the right mindset and who are willing and committed to taking the time to learn the rules of playing these games. All right. Now, our funnel 7 is an optional funnel. We've included it to give the apprentices products that they can sell themselves using what they've learned, because they can now run their own membership site with their own products in it, and we give them the products to actually sell. So and it's optional, but it's a membership site which can be used for several things. You can use it to run a broker network, for access to unique content, or for selling the courses that we actually provide. Funnel 8 is actually an e-commerce store. And the benefit in that and how you would utilize the e-commerce store, you would say go to Amazon and you would sign up for an affiliate program, and you would list financing products, which could include calculators, videos, training courses, and even books. And they would be in your store. So it would be an additional revenue stream aside from the other revenue streams. So this is the red carpet layout. It's the best of the best, and it's all inclusive in one simple package. So once we have the 5 apprentices, we go through the process of assigning each one to a specific task. Those can include Apprentice 1 can work specifically in new construction. Apprentice 2 can do acquisitions. Apprentice 3 can do refis. Apprentice 4 can work on business startups. Apprentice 5 can do equipment financing. And as I said before, all of the apprentices, once we finish the training, will be able to work in any of these sectors because they are built on the fundamentals. Remember the fundamentals, the 18 hours? Once they go through that and the other training that we provide throughout the course, they'll be able to work in any of these sectors. And that's my job, to get the apprentices there. So additionally, we have 10 positions, and that means of the other 5 apprentices, they can operate as buyers in flipping properties. They can do the large project funding, which is what we want everyone to be able to do and get to. And of course, they can do a joint venture specialist. You want to understand the joint venture specialist because it's really unique. And of course, the other 10th apprentice would actually serve as a master broker who would help monitor and oversee the other brokers and their projects. We are building an empire here, and we want the apprentices to be a part of it, and that's what this program is developed for. This is a long-term play, guys. It's not a short-term romance. It's a long-term play. So that's how this works. And as I said previously, all of the apprentices will have the knowledge and the skills, and most importantly, the confidence to work in every sector. And here they choose their specific areas. If you like buying and making offers and flipping properties, then you pick your slot and you occupy your space. All right. So here's what you get to learn. All right. Now, first, what you get a personal coach, a partner, and a mentor all in one. You have to have that. You're going to learn how to evaluate lenders, projects, clients, and properties. And on the properties, you have the option of either purchasing the properties for yourself or providing the services of financing to others. So you can use the processes or you can actually sell them. Everything we teach you, you can either utilize it for your personal portfolios or objectives, or you can sell them as service-based businesses. We teach you where, when, and how to profit. In other words, that is a process to profiting in the financing business. A lot of people don't profit unless there's a closing. We teach you how to profit going to the closing. So if something goes wrong that's beyond your control, it's not a nightmare because you were paid to take the journey. All right. Then we deal with investing and consulting. And here is where you learn about the 6 and 7 figure formulas for structuring deals. And we teach you how to price and sell your services. You want to know the value of the service that we provide and that you are providing to your customers. This is not a community service activity. Get that. It's not free. It is a business service. Now, if you want to help somebody, that's different, but you have to know the value of the service you provide, because if you're providing the service and you don't know the value, what you're doing and not realizing it, you're diminishing the value of the service you're providing. Who wants to go to a $50 an hour doctor who going rates are below average? Cheap is not for everybody. You cannot sell your services cheap. These are premium services. You're solving multi-million-dollar problems, and you need to know how to profit from those services and not to do it for free. 6 is we deal with how to establish a standard operating procedure that has built into it a profit system, so you begin to profit from the processes. 7, you're going to learn how to make joint ventures and how to actually structure them. There's a term that's called arbitrage. You are going to learn how to spot and how to monetize an arbitrage opportunity. That's what you get to learn. And the neat thing about the way this program is structured, you're going to learn by watching it being done. It's not theory. And what makes this program different is we go beyond theory and deep and heavy into actual application. So we do this stuff. We don't talk it, we walk it, and we want you to walk with us in this process. Our ultimate end game, and I cannot underemphasize this, is to prepare you, the apprentices in this program, for large project funding of $50 million or more. We really want to go there because we have the lenders, we have the sectors, we just do not have the resources and the people to put in place. And it was either hire 10 people or train 10 apprentices. I've elected to do the 10 apprentices because it forces me to put together a complete apprentice package. It is the same package I would use if I had to hire 10 employees. So this is better, and the apprentices are invested differently than the employees. It's more than just a job, it's an opportunity. All right. And of course, lastly, and probably most importantly, you get to learn some lifetime skills in real time. All right. So the Top Gun experience is what you're going to have here. So it's not a course where you just read about it and move on down the road and add it to your collection of digital products. This course includes all the training, all the tools, all the resources, all the software, and the support, and a coach and a mentor, all in one, all inclusive. But remember, it's only available we only have 10 slots, and that's max. Actually, we really should be at 5, but we did 10 in case you guys, they could pair off and work in teams. All right. And the benefit in that is you actually have built into the system with 10 people accountability partners. All right. So I want to give you a tour of the niche sites and a couple of the funnels. All of them have been built on our custom servers that we're using through our custom servers through Liquid Web. They are solid servers. The websites are solid. And what I want to do with you now is I want to log in and actually show you the back office, then go through the front office so you can see all of the resources and all of the things that we've laid out, which actually make this a red carpet layout for you. All right. All right. And what we're going to do now is you're going to log into our back office. Now, this office, and what you're going to see is what every website has. The 10 apprentices will have 10 different websites, but this back office is the one thing that they all have in common. So we're going to log in here and take a quick tour. It's pretty extensive, guys, so I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I just want to share with you some of the core things. So here's a short navigation board. Down here we have updates of new tools, mindset training, just general resources here. But what I want to share with you most importantly is down here is where you connect to your funding sources. Off the bat, jump right into it. I didn't want the video to start running because it will. And you connect to your business funnel here. You launch your ad campaigns because you have the ads, they're in here. And you have the listing services and you paste them in here. And this is the virtual tours video of the actual site itself. And this is an example of a deal, a JV deal that you want to actually learn about how to actually structure these deals. All right. Now, these are the resources that you just have available here. But what I want to point out and make real clear, the prerequisites is this course here. And you have to go through this. There's no shortcut to it. And it's 8 hours. And this teaches you the fundamentals. And then we have a verbal exam, a You see, is it a written exam? No, it's a verbal exam. All right. And this course is essential because it teaches you how to sell your services. It is a 9-hour course also. So you have to come here and go through this content, first of all. Now, there's a lot of other training content here, but these two are essential. And here's why. In here, you'll learn the theory of how to, here you'll learn the theory, but then you can't apply it, okay? Because once you learn the theory, we have this resource, our document creator, which allows you to execute all of the different strategies that you've learned. So this is actually the super glue of all of the deals, and this is how you make transactions and you put deals together. You don't find deals. And what we teach the apprentices is how to make deals and things to actually look for. All right, so this is what's actually in here. It's a lot of resources. As I said, we don't want to, well, I want you to see is that we have all of the tools and the resources to do what we are promising here in terms of a 12-month program. These are the resources. Next, we're going to show you the funnels themselves. All right, so here under your software, you have the software. You're going to see how it's utilized later. And this loan packaging software, you simply download this and you use this as a product. Either package your own deals, or you can use it as a software as a service and offer it to others. Now, so you got the underwriting software here, and here we have lender marketplaces in all kind of resources depending on what you're doing. But my point here, we have more here than you'll probably ever need, because this is for the things ahead when we begin to market and the apprentices need to say do a press release, and they can come here and do that. All right, now that's the back office, but additionally over here in terms of plugins, you have an AI content generator, you have a keyword page maker, and you have a YouTube channel poster. So in terms of marketing, we have the tools and resources built into the back office specifically for marketing. All right, now enough said on the back office. Let's take a look at the front end now. And this is the fun part. Now, we're going to start here with the programs. You have real estate programs, business financing, and business financing 2. And what's the difference? Well, the real estate, now what you just saw here was an exit intent pop-up. The whole point here is when I moved my mouse up here in the upper left-hand corner, it triggered this to pause me for an opportunity for me to sign up for your financing playbook. And it asked me for my name and email address. And what it's doing is it's building a list for people who are exiting the site by offering them this actual course. All right, we're going to close that. Now, let's go over here to the programs. The real estate programs, and this website has this basically real estate and business on it. On a lot of our other websites, these are completely different websites on completely different domains. Here, we've integrated all of this in here together specifically for the apprenticeship program. All right, so the website has been super modified for the apprenticeship. It's important that all of the apprentices have all of the tools and resources they need to implement and execute the strategies and things in the program. So here on the business real estate financing, they have a real estate financing website. It has the general terms, types of property types we finance, real estate loans, general details here, opportunity to schedule a call. It has an actual scheduler in it, and of course a typical contact box form. And the scheduler, they click the button, and basically the scheduler would pop up. They schedule a call, you get an email, and you respond to it. So you have the general financing terms here. All right, I'm going briefly here. The types of property we finance here. And of course, you have the contact or apply here. And this is what the apprentices have to work with. We're going to go through all of this in great detail, and they'll know exactly how to utilize all of these resources. And even down here, you have the business loans. This will probably be removed because we have it up there. And then you have hard money loans, the different types of hard money loans. And content-wise, as you notice on each page, the visitor has an option of applying or calling or contacting you. All right, so that's what's under the real estate section of the site. Let's go back to the home page here, and that covers that. Now, this business here works directly with a FDIC bank, and the benefit in that is that in the back office, there are instructions on how to connect to the bank to get your own back office. The bank does basically full doc loans, mostly balance sheet funding. It's based on bank statements and credit ratings, pretty much. All right. So we come here, and this is what that funnel, this particular funnel, looks like. Looks like this. Has the programs here, fast capital, credit lines, terms and details here, business, terms and details here, equipment financing, and even a credit building program. Now, the benefit in the business site is that you don't have to look at packages and you don't have to talk to clients. This funnel is set up where it actually captures the names and email addresses of all of the applicants. The bank serves as your customer support, does the follow-ups, document collection, and all of the work associated with funding those deals, which means what? You don't have to bother with it, right? Everyone has this because it's an automated backside income revenue stream, and all you do is drive traffic to those websites. Business financing lender 2, well, this lender does something extremely different. This is a hedge fund, has a same-day funding, extremely high ratings, and it has a cannabis component. It does the same things that the bank does, except here it has the cannabis financing, and it's for dispensaries, vendor financing, equipment financing, inventory financing, direct application link off the site, and of course a brief FAQ and an apply button. Now, the thing about these business, and I want to make sure you understand this, these business programs don't require any interaction on your part. All of your apprentices do is drive traffic to these websites. So this is different. The real estate, you're going to have to encounter packages, conversations here. With the business, you don't even have to see the people or ever talk to them unless you want to. The way the funnels are set up, every person that applies, you will have their name, email address, phone number, company name, and amount of loan or financing they were looking for before they get to the website, before they get to the submission process. So you're not in the dark on that. All right. So that's what we have here under the loan programs. And all of the apprentices, we're going to go through all of these in great detail and teach and show them exactly how to monetize these products while we're going through the other training. And that's why they're here, and that's why they're that important. Now, here is a whole nother animal, and these are services. So you have here a consultation opt-in. If I want to talk with you for 30 minutes, basically I would fill out the form and schedule it. If I want to make an appointment and talk with you at a specific time, it opens up your appointment scheduler. I select what I want to talk to you about, and you allocate and determine the time. And what'll happen is I'll fill out the form, schedule it, and then you'll receive a text or an email about an appointment schedule, and you'll know how to, and you just keep the call. Now, this brings up another issue that we're going to deal with. You get a phone call right here, and my experience has been a lot of our members fumble and stumble on the phone calls. The website work, the scheduler work, the marketing work, the phone work is actually wrong. And when they pick the phone up, they stumbled and crashed on the telephone. Now, I mentioned that straight line persuasion course, that SLP course. That SLP course will teach you how not to let that happen. So what we do in this apprenticeship program, we go through this with the apprentices to make sure they thoroughly understand how to have the linguistic encounters when the phone rings, okay? Just want to mention that while we're here. Now, I said we've laid out the red carpet, and that's no joke jack, all right? Back here, this is a service. In other words, these are for appointments. This is for contacts. This loan packaging is a service. This deal analysis is a service. This LOI creation is a service. This lender referral is a service. All of these services you can monetize, but you have to know how to monetize them and to know that you can. And what's unique, all of these services have their own sales page. One of the things that they all have in common is none of them have a click here to purchase button. It's all about calling for information. And that's important because here you use dynamic pricing on these products. You price these products according to the value that you actually bring to the client. So, example, I've sold loan packaging programs for as little as $500 and as high as $3,500. You hear that? As a service, but it wasn't a $3,500 button on the website. It was done over the phone. All of these services you will sell over the phone, right? Because you can get premium pricing over the phone, and you can actually utilize dynamic pricing. So here, briefly, this has a sales page, the loan packaging, and you have the software in the back office for actually creating these packages, okay? So there we want a phone call, all right? We can't put an order here, click to pay. It doesn't work because the people will run into sticker shock. It's kind of like the sticker shock that some of you have when we look at the $400 and $500 million transactions, okay? So the sticker shock is real. By going through these processes, it prepares you for what's next. And what's next is what's here, right? When we get there, we're gonna go there. We're not there, we're gonna stay here. Deal analysis. This is basically making your knowledge sale. We teach the apprentices how to do that. In other words, I mentioned previously that this isn't a community service activity. You're in this to win it, and to make and profit from it, you have to have certain skills and a certain mindset. So during our training, we get that done. Remember, my end game is to get all of the apprentices into the LPF market, right? Next is the LOI creation. You have the software. And here is a sales letter where you're going to actually sell the LOI as a service. I've sold these from $400 to $1,800. It is simply a substitution for a contract and an attorney that doesn't generate or trigger any personal liability or requires any capital on your part. You can use this to make offers on properties. On multiple properties, we make 3 or 4 offers on one property and just submit them one at a time. Or you can do them all. And it gives you a significant advantage in negotiations. We go through this in great details during and with this program. All right. So that covers the LOI. And the last service, which is a new service, I've done this several times. I just never made a page for it or integrated into any of my other products. And it's a lender referral service. And here's how this works. A broker comes to you and he wants you to joint venture with him on a deal. Kind of like real estate agents, you got the buying agent and the selling agent, and they basically split the fees. It's for 6 points. 3 go to the buying agent, 3 go to the selling agent. It's just like that. The only difference is, if you want to work with brokers, you can. It's just typically I don't work with brokers. I typically work exclusively with customers and students, all right? But you don't have to do that. You can work with brokers, but here's my alternative to the broker, that rather than you giving me 50% of your commissions, why don't I help you do something better? I'm gonna bring you 3 lenders. I'm gonna vet them, I'm gonna qualify them, and you work directly with them. Rather than giving me half your commissions, you keep them all for yourself. And what I get out of that is I get a fee for starting. You say, what do you charge? You can charge from $300 to $600. How long does it take? About an hour and a half, 2 hours. And if you depending on your skill sets, you can use ChatGPT to do it probably less. So you basically go to create a report and a profile on a lender, and on this page, it tells all of the things that you're going to actually provide. Now remember, this is a service you're offering to brokers. You say, well, why wouldn't you just want to work with the guy? We don't want to go outside of our circle. Okay? We just don't. I will not go outside my circle. I've had bad experiences doing that. Now, so you have these services here, LOI. Now, we mentioned the brokers. Now, over here, you can also, because you have a membership site that has courses in it that you can actually sell here. And let's take a look. Now, they're generic, but what I want you to see, we can make it look any way we want. The reason it's generic is because you ideally want it to match the websites. We don't want all of them looking the same. But here you have a free course, which has significant value. Here, I mean, it's not a cheap $5 ebook. It's an actual course and a strategy for 8-week execution. All right. Now, that's here. We give that to the apprentices because they need all of the resources to do all of the deals. Now, here's what's interesting here. We take the financing masterclass and we load it into the apprentice's website, and he can price it at whatever you want, $4.99, and we actually just drop it in here, the masterclass, and you sell it right here in real time. All of the videos yourself. We give that to the apprentices because here it's about empowerment. That's what we want to do. We want to empower our apprentices with multiple streams of income. Now, I want you to check this out. Even though we're giving him the course here for $4.99, access to the same course is $49.97 per month, or you can price it whatever you choose to. I just choose $47.97, and it's access to the same content. So you have multiple streams of income. Now, here's the difference in these products versus your services. These products are simple downloads and can be delivered 24/7, 365. Your services, you have to deliver those. So you can't do that 24/7, 365 because services require time and products don't. These are downloads, and in most cases, they're just video streams. So you can run this 24/7, 365. And then here we set this up for all of our web hosting clients who have access to all of this stuff absolutely free. All right, so that's the training module that we've integrated in here. And the apprenticeship program we've integrated for the apprentices, because when we finish, they will be qualified and capable and confident and able to run an apprenticeship program, because you're going to run the program you're going through. So we went ahead and added that in here. And then we also included a digital store. And you say, wait, what do you need a store for? Well, because you may want to consider going to Amazon, picking some books and calculators and audios and videos and listing them in here in your store as a product that you actually offer to other people and earn affiliate commissions. That's in addition to having your own stuff. So with the store, you're basically going to be selling Amazon products or some other service, a lot of affiliate sites, but you have their products that you can sell as an affiliate in your store, and you can of course create your own products and put in there if you choose to, but you also have your own products here that you sell at whatever price you choose to, that we actually gave you. Pretty cool here. And then of course we've included a blog, which is basically search engine food. It runs from that AI generator. It creates the content and posts it for you. All right. So we go through all of this with the apprentices because the objective, we hadn't even got to the good part yet. The objective ultimately is here. In other words, if we want to run a broker network, all we have to do is integrate that into our training portal. And that's entirely up to you whether you want to utilize that. But as part of laying out this red carpet and this total package, we went ahead and included it because you can now run a broker network, whereas before we told the broker, hey, pay me and I'll bring you some lenders and you take all of the fees rather than splitting with me. Here, you can reverse that and have a broker network and require the brokers to register, and for a monthly or even annual fee, submit projects to you based on the levels of their membership. That can get pretty complicated in terms of you structuring the membership. So if you had a free, for example, if you had a free membership site, then what are the restrictions on it? The restrictions on the free membership site would be that the broker can submit free deals to you from $1 to $5 million only in a certain sector. It could be only real estate, it could be only apartments, it could be only senior housing, it could be only healthcare, it could be only this, that, but you can set those parameters. And if he wants to submit something beyond what is included in the free membership, you simply require the broker to upgrade. Now, this model is normal. It's just like YouTube. It's just like LinkedIn. It's just like Facebook. It's just like Instagram. You start with an initial free service, but to get other benefits, you have to upgrade to a paid service. This is the same as that. Now, in terms of activities and levels of proficiency, remember, ultimately, our goal is to have everyone to be able to work in this sector. And when we get here, you're going to see why. So how do we get from here to here? Well, it's a process, right? We start here. You know, this website we're looking at is basically a real estate financing website. So this site here is one, okay? Now, here's another funnel here. And this is a We Buy Properties funnel. We use this funnel because we make offers on commercial properties, and the apprentices will watch this being done in real time. And we make offers, full price offers, on income producing properties. You say, well, income producing, what are you going to buy them? No, I didn't say we were going to buy them. I said we were going to make offers. Okay, so that's what we do. And we utilize the document creator in order to do that. So the strategy is simple, and it's explained and demonstrated and illustrated in real time on how to structure the offers. We go into great detail on that because we use that tool, that document creator, for structuring the offers. Remember, deals are not found, deals are actually made. And with this training, we actually teach the apprentices how to do that. And remember, it's important that I know and give my best to my apprentices, because ultimately I'm counting on my training in them, my investment of my time, my energy, and my effort in them to deliver here big time. All right, so here what we do: we make offers on properties. What does the apprentice learn from doing that? Number one, they're going to learn how to structure offers as an investor, how to structure 100%, 90% financing. But buyers don't make money, and we aren't buying. We're playing a different game. We're maneuvering on a whole different level here. And this website is specifically developed for that purpose. It's a simple site, but it's part of a strategy. We go through this with the apprentices, all at the same time, line by line, step by step. We begin and start making offers. This site, or this funnel, has on it everything that the end recipient of our offer wants to see. This gives the apprentice credibility in the marketplace, because in the LOI offer that we submitted on the property, it has a link to this website. And what does everybody do that everybody knows? We start Googling. So when they Google and they come here, they see the site, and when they get to the site, it explains what we do, how we do, what we buy, and how we buy it. All in full disclosure, nothing hidden, nothing concealed, full transparency. So that's what this buyer site is. Now, the strategy behind it, we'll reveal that in the training, but this site is for that purpose. All right. We go back to our home page here and our investor services. We have here our off-market funnel. Now, it's listed here as off-market property funnel, but what it really is a property flipping site, and it's a flipping funnel, and it's designed for generating cash buyer leads. Okay, so that's what that's for. It gets involved. It's not any links on it. We do a completely separate training on that. All of these programs, guys, we go into extensive training and details on it, in addition to breaking down and opening up the back side of the websites. And we teach the apprentices how to navigate these sites without being a webmaster and without being overwhelmed. The key thing here, most importantly, is that we provide the apprentices with confidence. That's the main thing. They have to have confidence, and I give it to them by show and tell, not just telling, but by showing, telling, and reinforcing that process. Here with joint ventures, now this is something that is a little advanced, but we go there. We do deep dive on this. It's the one skill that everyone should know, and it's virtually new. It's a combination of 3 strategies into one. It's the ultimate power play in terms of structuring and creating free equity by structuring a joint venture. You get paid 3 times on this. You get paid going in, and you get paid coming out. In other words, and you pick up points. So you get paid to points, you get paid to play, and you end up leaving with a cash flow note and cash. And you're paid to play. So this is the ultimate. This site was developed for that. And something I want to emphasize is that all of these websites were developed after the strategies were done. So they aren't based on theory. They're all based on actual experiences. So I did the experiences, did the deals, Then I created the website, which basically I just outlined exactly what I did, and I structured the websites accordingly. All right, now we have one more place to go, and this is the end game. This is where we want to get to. We want to get all of the apprentices to the point where they can work in this space, in this place, in this sector. Here we're dealing with deals of $100 million, $200 million, $300 million, $400 million. And let's say on a $100 million deal, a 1% fee, which is, that's normal. We don't do normal, we do extreme, but we'll play normal for a moment. But on a $100 million transaction, you're talking about $1 million payday. Remember, this is my ultimate end game, is to prepare and equip and to train all of my apprentices to be able to function in this arena as well as all of the others. This is personal for me on this, all right? So what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about a whole completely different sector. This is coal mining projects. This is agriculture projects. This is renewable energy projects, okay? There's solar, coal-fired power plants, infrastructure financing, and here, guys, what we're talking about, you see it on the news, billions of dollars allocation. This is this stuff here, and what makes this really unique is that I have 4 lenders who have called me in the last month at least 3 times, want to know if I have any $50 million or more solar or wind projects, and I don't. All right, I can find them, but I can't work them, and that's where these apprentices come in, and that's why we're recruiting. I can't hire employees to do this. I guess I could. It just would be a little risky, I think. I'd rather do it with an apprenticeship program, and that's what we're doing here. All right, so that's pretty much what we got going on here under the services. And of course, I mentioned about the broker registration. So let's do a quick recap before we bounce out. You have the apprentices. We're going to deal with the lenders. We're going to make the calls. We're going to do the market research. We're going to select the lenders. We're going to do the same with the business programs. We're going to talk to the business lenders. We're going to market and do some research and select the best programs. And here, what I would like to do is basically focus on cannabis financing, because that's the thing that differentiates these 2 lenders, is that this lender does cannabis financing. So we're going to run ads, and the ads are in the back office. All of that is copy and paste. So we got all of the tools. When I said the red carpet, we're laying it out. This is that, okay? And of course, under the services here, we have these services here: professional service, the buyer site, the flipper site, the joint venture site. This we're on is the real estate site. And then we have the large project funding site. And of course, if you want to work the networks, we got products. You have your own products to sell, as well as your own apprenticeship program and a store. And if you don't want to run any of these, you just click a button and they go away. It's no big deal, all right? And that's the end game. And that's what we basically have for the apprentices. And these are the tools and things that we're going to go through. So we've allocated a week, 2 weeks on this. And then we spend time on the back office sharing about how to look at the list and the leads, and even making follow-up calls to people that applied but didn't, their loans were either rejected. And then we do a follow-up call, which is a warm call with an alternative product that we offer them. All right. So we go into great detail on all of this. Now, question is, I wanted to share with you and show you that when I say we laid out the red carpet, this is the red carpet. Now, what's the purpose? We're providing our best because we're looking for some long-term players here. All right. So the question is this something you would be interested in doing? Yes or no? But we have to first show it to you, the details. It's not your typical program where we're selling you a video course. you have video courses on commercial financing and investing in your back office. All right, so let's go back and do our presentation slides and continue the journey here. All right, so we're back here on the presentation page. We showed you the funnels. We've actually exit from this page, and we now going to continue here. So the question is, what we just shared with you was the value of the package that we've actually put in. Now you see a link here, that's where you can actually inquire about it in terms of pricing. I don't know what's there, but that's where it will be. And what you get here is solid value. I actually have shared it with you, but you get the personal training, the mentoring, and the coaching. And this is a 12-month dance, guys. All right. So you're in for the ride, and there's work to do, and it's a workshop because you got a mentor and a coach and a trainer. That means you're going to do some work. You got to execute. All right. You don't have to build anything. You just simply have to commit and dial in. You're going to learn multiple skills that's going to last your lifetime. And you're going to get insider strategies, processes, and secrets. You're going to get the stuff, all right? The stuff you can't get at Harvard or that you can buy online. They're inside strategies. And let me mention something. Everything that you saw in the original video, all of those websites, all of that software, all of those videos, it's all original content. It's no duplicate. The only thing that's not my content is the Bedford Straight Line course. Other than that, it's all my content. So what I'm telling you, this is original. So what you're going to learn is going to be something completely different, especially when you see how we integrate AI into our business model. All right. Now, you got a lifetime partnership here. We're long-term players. It's not a short-term dance. We're in it for the long run. Remember, the objective is to get you to the LT, the large project funding. That's where we want to get to. Now, you can do fine on the way. It's good to know how to make offers on properties and structure deals. Okay, it's good to know how to run an ad and build a list of cash buyers and flip properties to them. That's good. It's good to know how to do business financing, equipment financing, startup financing. That's cool. Those are autopilot products for us. And the other thing to remember is you can take what you're learning, in addition to selling it, you can also utilize it to purchase your own products and properties. You're going to know how to do it. You'll know how to structure and make offers. I'm going to make sure you do. That's the way this works, guys. All right. So the value is packed in here. You get a complete financing back office with all of the training content and software in it. You get that loan package and software. You can monetize that in several ways. But the key is to go through the core component training, the master class, and the straight line persuasion, and you're pretty much good to go. You'll know pretty much what to do and how to do it. Without that, you'll be like the plumber who has the master's degree in plumbing, but he doesn't have any tools or a vehicle, so he can talk the talk, but he can't fix no pipes, all right? And then you have the financing document creator, and this is the tool that allows you to pull everything together and to go beyond theory to implementation and execution. And of course, it shows you the 5 niche financing sites and the products. The products aren't even mentioned here, or service products. But the sites are all installed with sales pages, just as I showed you, ready to go. We're not selling the web pages stuff. We're selling the program. Remember that. You get the websites, but the programs and the strategies and the training is where the most value is. And you get firsthand experience and not theory. And I think that is extremely valuable. So what do we actually get out of this? Why won't you just hire some employees, and why aren't you doing it? The objective is because of the opportunities that we see and that are currently available. We need long-term partners that are competent. In order to do that, we're going to have to do it ourselves and personally trained. We have to do that. And equipped. We have to provide you with the tools, the websites, the funnels are part of the tools that are equipped to work in various market funnels, various market, and as a result, it fuels our growth and your expansion. So we all win here on this. This is a big, big deal, a very rare and unique opportunity. All right, so what does it cost, right? That's the big question. Well, seriously, pricing it straight out the door, I'll do $2,500 a month because of the personal involvement, which is basically a 12 months a year program. We're talking about $30,000, and I probably could do more, but this portion isn't about this. This isn't about the money. It's about the quality of the people. It's about building that team. All right. So you could sell it for $30,000, $40,000 also. You can do this off your website if you're an apprentice and you have one, because you have access to all the tools and resources. And listen, most importantly, you will be given the permission and the authorization to do so. Okay? Remember, you have an apprentice program on your website. It's built in there for this. And I'm not selling that. I'm saying in terms of answering the question, what does this cost? Well, you could sell it for $30,000 to $40,000. Price it out at $3,000 a month if you want to. $25,000 is fair. Or you could do $2,000 is $24,000 a month. Now, why am I mentioning these numbers? We are about to go into a world of 50, 60, and 2 and 3 and $400 million transactions. This is not a big deal. And you have to get to the point where you see that. So $30,000 is the actual value of this. And that is easy to sell or to establish. You've actually seen it. All right. But this isn't a sales letter. This is a recruiting campaign specifically for 10 special people. But in order to get the 10 good people, I have to basically share with you what we're offering, and that's why we did the red carpet layout, and that's why I've shared all of this information with you for this moment. And remember, it's a scarcity thing because we only have 10 slots. Remember, 5 will work, but 10 brings you some company. So the most we can do on this is 10, and we share with you in this presentation why that is the case. So, all right. So initially, a one-time fee of $3,500 to get into the package, and that's it. All right. But then we got to thinking, we wanted to make it even better. So you even have a coupon code here that for $1,000 off. And remember, this says for the first 5, but we'll make sure it's good for the first 10 because once the 10 goes in, the door shuts and we go to work. Remember, the program launches in January. We can do phase 1 of it in October, a soft launch. But we're going to get to work training our apprentices and start handling our business. So we're not concerned with selling more products. And here's the deal, guys. Once we launch this and we are working and got our rapport going and in our flow, you can sell these products yourself. And this could be one of your affiliate products for $30,000. And you do a 50-50 split on it. You can do that, but we aren't doing that now. This isn't about that, monetizing. This is about staffing and training, all right? So you're basically talking about $2,500, but it's limited, and that's the only thing. And you know why. If you're interested in that, you can pick this up at thefinancingsites.com/apprentice. You say, well, what if I want the website, but I don't want to do the coaching 12-month thing? I want to work with the website because it has everything in it. You basically want to buy the funnels. Well, that's fine. You're going to have to get hosting for it because our funnels don't go on any sites except our own. And we can do that. So if you only want the site only, and you have to provide the hosting, we'll do that for $1,200. And that's a deal too. Typically these websites sell for $2,500 each. All right, and that doesn't include the software and the licensing and all of the other things on the back end. So we can do that. And if you're interested in that, you go to this website and get that. You can get as many of these as you want, but the other package is very limited. You have a scarcity product there. All right, you got questions? Lastly is hit me up here at any of these numbers. You can call me, text me, or email me. The fastest way to reach me is going to be via text. You can send an email. The support guys get it, but it may be a day or two before we respond. And if it's about working out terms or something on the program, you may lose out because of the time factor, because we only have 10 slots on this, all right? And just keep that in mind. All right. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up. So that wraps up the presentation of the Apprentice program. If you have any questions, just remember, hit us up and let us know. And if it's something you want to do and you think it would be good for you and that you would be a good fit, then I really encourage you to, dive in. What I've shared with you is what it really is. It's nothing hidden. It's nothing else to buy. But it's where you come and you dial in mentally and commit to the program and the processes and get going mentally and just dial in. And then you'll find out that with what you're going to learn, you're going to have a different perspective on a lot of things, and you'll be able to begin to create the world that you really want. So if you want to get to the big deals, we can go there. Remember, that is the objective, is to get to the big deals. This apprenticeship program has merged the Financing Academy, the Master Money Broker, and the paper boot camps all into one in a compressed format, and is structured for high intensity strategic training for specific results. Durante Parks, thanking you for your time. I appreciate you watching the videos and wish you the best. May God's best blessings be upon you, and I'll see you on our next video.